Hey guys, how's it going? It's Al. Welcome back to a Week 16 DraftKings Showdown matchup between the San Francisco 49ers and the Tennessee Titans. They travel to Tennessee to go take them on in Nashville. We're going to see what happens here. We've got a lot of information on this game. A.J. Brown theoretically coming back for this one and should get a monstrous share of targets. We're going to talk about that. We're going to go over through Underdog Fantasy and fill out a pick'em card there. We're going to go over the slate on DraftKings, as well as take a look over at the Fantasy Labs lineup builder and talk about how I use these rules to build multiple lineups for a showdown slate. So whether you're hand building one or playing single entry, or whether you're testing out the mini-max or playing in the big tournament out there trying to win your share of hopefully 5 or 6 figures if you can come out on top, we've got you covered. So thank you guys for being here. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the notifications bell, leave me a reply down below, and notice that we did reach our season-long goal of 100,000. We've exceeded it. So even though we have reached that goal, we're going to keep that campaign open as planned until the end of the calendar year. So if you have had winnings this year, or if you just think that, you know what, I've really enjoyed all of the content that's on this channel, I'm a better player now, you've got winnings, and you know you're going to get some tax paperwork if you have over $600 in winnings on DraftKings this year, or if you've made money in cryptocurrency, or you just make a lot of money in real life and you'd like to find a charitable outlet, maybe to harvest a little bit of a little bit of a tax break by the end of the year. Smizzle.tv/charity will always add up, and I will shout you out on the stream if it comes in while I'm live over on twitch.tv. So thank you guys for being here, and let's go.
He's a legend.
We'll start our video by looking over at Underdog Fantasy right over here. They have a deposit match. If you use promo code ALSMIZZLE, that's one word, ALSMIZZLE, you get like up to $100 match on your first deposit on the site. It may be on all deposits. I don't know if it's just first deposit or if they're doing the all deposit. Check with them, find out, use code ALSMIZZLE when you sign up. Unders are sharper. I like to bet overs because 1, I'm an idiot, and 2, they're more fun. So I'm on team fun. I'm going to go over Jimmy G 241. Give me over Brandon Ayuk 49 yards. Give me over Ryan Tannehill 16.5. They don't have a lot of clarity on who's there and who's not. So no running backs or wide receivers on this list just yet. So that's a 3-man pick I'm going to do for $50. Put that in there, confirm. There's my ticket, and we move over to the DraftKings slate. Just a quick reminder that the Smiz Gang Listener League is there. Smizzle.tv/league will take you there. Bookmark that. That will be our Listener League link for eternity. That's smizzle.tv/league. $10, 5 max, $32,500 in fees to get in, and $32,500 paid out. That means absolutely no rake. The best tournament that exists on DraftKings is at smizzle.tv/league. You will not find it in the DraftKings lobby. But Al, I can't find your tournament lobby. They're not going to put a league in the lobby that has no rake. It wouldn't be a listener league then. It would just be a GPP. Make sure that you get in 1, 2, 3, 5 lineups. Let's fill it so that we can keep it the same, or make it bigger next week if we fill it early. The single game showdown on this slate, let's focus on San Francisco first. So Eli Mitchell looks as though, from right now, he was listed as a non-participant for Tuesday's walkthrough practice, but there is a possibility that he may play even though he has not practiced. So this is a big fat if-then statement. If Eli Mitchell plays, he is very much in play on this slate and will be one of the optimal captains if you are going to go that route. If he is not available on this slate, then Jeff Wilson Jr. slides into that role. Third time was a charm as San Francisco palindromed the Atlanta Falcons. 21 carries, 2 targets, got a touchdown, 100 yards. If Eli Mitchell is not there, then Jeff Wilson slides into that role. They are a primary back sort of a team, and they basically have all of their weapons available in the passing game, starting with one Deebo Samuel. And I kind of hesitate to say in the passing game because this is what Deebo Samuel as an alpha wide receiver looks like, and it's gorgeous. 11 targets, 9 targets, 13, 10, 8, 12. He had something like a 33% market share during those first 7 weeks of the season, and then now they've turned him into a running back. And not even like a lead running back, not even like the role that Cordero Patterson has right now. they've turned him into like James White. 6 carries, 8 carries, like James White with goal line usage. 6 carries, 8 carries, 6 carries, 5 targets, 1 target, 4 targets. Debo is still a great play because of how much touchdown upside he carries with him, but he does not have that amazing 30-point upside that he had when he was receiving like a ton of targets. Kittle does. So typically when I have a wide receiver at captain or a pass catcher at captain, I tie the quarterback to him. I may exclude Debo Samuel from that. I may have to change the rules for this one and make some micro rules. So like Debo Samuel, I will, let's say, probably increase the likelihood that Jimmy Garoppolo will end up in Debo at captain lineups, but not lock him 100% in those lineups based on his current role as James White with goal line usage. I will still be doing that with George Kittle, who has seen a monstrous target share. Taking a look at San Francisco, Debo Samuel on the year at 24.48%, but like his targets, as you saw, have come way down. George Kittle, since coming back, has seen a ridiculous amount of targets, especially for a tight end or anybody. Brandon Ayuk, now out of the doghouse, is getting more consistent usage as well, and then it kind of just sprinkles down to whoever else is available. Ayuk as well in play in this spot. He's kind of yo-yoed everywhere. 2 targets last week, but again, this is a game that kind of got game scripted out, and they could just run. Once they get up a ton, they tend to just deflate the ball. They want to run all the time off the clock. The 49ers, if ahead by 7 or more points, play one of the most run-heavy, slow-paced, slogging, bully ball type of offensive spread as possible in terms of their play calling when playing from ahead. So this game, very particular to that, but in the previous games that were a lot more competitive, 10 targets, 6 targets, 6 targets, 7 targets, arguably a better PPR target at captain than Debo, because of the upside if he does happen onto Debo, very touchdown dependent at this point based on his current role, where Ayuk can get there more in volume if he catches a long touchdown or turns a catch into a long touchdown, which is entirely possible against this Titans team, who allow a top 10 in the league in terms of quarterback points allowed. Now, if you are going to use Jimmy G at your captain spot, which I'll allow some, but I tend to not allow a ton, maybe I'll have like 3 to 5% Jimmy G at captain. I'm going to make sure that I'm going to have 2 of his pass catchers, not including the running backs. I'm probably still going to include Debo into that group, although I might make a separate rule that says if Jimmy Garoppolo is the captain, then decrease Debo by 5% based on his projection. Jennings has been pretty good recently with 11 targets through the last 2 games, but he has been priced up to kind of reflect that. The kicker also matches in terms of that. Sherfield has been hit or miss. He's just kind of a punt guy. At 200, you don't need much from him, but I'm going to build that group. We're also going to build that bring back group for the Jimmy G captain lineups with everybody on Tennessee. Now, A.J. Brown has been designated to be reinstated and should be involved in this game and see a heavy dose of targets with absolutely nobody to compete with, especially when we look over at their target tree with A.J. Brown. Even though he's been out for a long time, and this is cumulative, including every attempt thrown this year, still basically doubling up the number 2 guy, even though he's missed a handful of games. Westbrook Inghine is still there. Chet Rogers is still there. Julio Jones is out. Ferkser, Swaim, the big Michael Pruitt, all the cavalcade of tight ends that the Titans use in that spot. AJ Brown, obviously your best Titan to play, along with possibly Deonta Foreman, who has snatched the lead role in terms of the Titans backfield here. Hilliard being used as a change of pace guy, which it suits his skill set, and he's very cheaply priced, especially with the usage that he's seen in the passing game at 2,800. I like him a lot, particularly for this slate. Now, the rushing upside of somebody like Tannehill, who, I don't know if you guys know this, but Ryan Tannehill was a wide receiver when he was in college. Interesting fact that nobody's probably ever mentioned before. Somebody's going to watch this and think that that wasn't sarcasm. I can't wait to read the replies. Touchdown upside with him as they get around the goal line. Add something more of like a mobile quarterback, but not a running quarterback. Pocket plus, whatever it is. Chat's going nuts. CMC is out. Tatum's 18 years old. Exactly. All of it. 100% of that. All that. Ryan Fitzmagic went to Harvard. Antoine Randall L was a quarterback. Everybody has those things that they go to. I hate that. It's a running joke on the channel. If Tannehill's going to be your captain, and I prefer him at captain to Garoppolo, but still I'm probably going to have like 5-7%. Utilizing all of the pass catchers that are available on that team, as well as the kickers, Swaim, the cavalcade of tight ends, everything to go along with Tannehill. And then if you're going to be using the pass catchers at captain, probably it's only going to be AJ Brown. I'm going to be tying Tannehill to him as far as that goes. And then heading over to the Fantasy Labs lineup builder, going to settings in the optimizer. I've got a template set already for Showdown. As you can see, I don't really allow, go away. I don't allow a kicker or a defense to show up in captain. I have a little bit of shuffle. I'll allow some salary to be left on the table. The rules basically that I set, if the captain is a quarterback, then 2 of his wide receiver, kicker, or tight ends. Pair the captain quarterback with at least 1 offensive player from the opposing team. I'm not disallowing defenses or disallowing kickers, but I'm forcing these 3 spots in flex to be filled with this sort of a build. Captain wide receiver with exactly 1 quarterback from his team. Pair the captain tight end with the quarterback from his team as well. And limit to at most 1 defense or kicker from the same game. And that last group, come over here once we can figure out who the low played guys are going to be and use at least 1. Pick a group of like 4 to 8 players that project to be under 20 or 25%. I typically will cap them at 25 or 30% in the builder, so I don't get like 60% of one guy that it prefers the most out of this list. Because Showdown is a game that you're going to be paired. You're going to have overlap with a bunch of guys that you have because there is a finite amount of players that are out there to choose from. So there's going to be overlap, but I would rather have my lineups force that differentiation. And if I'm going to share, I'm going to share with 5 or 10 people as opposed to 500 or 1,000. Because when you win, you want to maximize what you win. And I've been asked a few times, do you actually sort by floor? No, I only do it for the sake of this video because a lot of you fast forward to this spot on the video to see what lineups you can copy down. So that is kind of the dumbest way to go about playing fantasy. So I'm going to, 1, you're going to get hit with an ad when you do that on YouTube. And 2, don't do that. Learn how to play. I'm here to teach you how to fish. I'm not here to give you guys lineups. Go to the lineup builder. It's going to take more than 1 run to make this dance the way that you want it to. Set your limitations. Use the rules. Correlate your lineups accordingly. Good luck to you on Thursday night. Wish you all the best. Look out for another video right there.
He's a legend.